So you said something about Doctors Without Borders and that they have been recruited by Hamas, you said.
That's right.
Has UNESCO been recruited by Hamas? Sorry, or UNICEF rather. Has UNICEF been recruited by Hamas?
Absolutely. All three of them have become voices for Hamas. None of them have any credibility around the world in objective people. And
who hasn't been recruited by Hamas, if you don't mind me saying?
And now we see the climate movement. That young woman from Sweden
Greta Thunberg,
is
she's
now
a Hamas
become
member now.
A mouthpiece for Hamas. But just because the world condemns, many in the world condemn Israel, doesn't mean that Israel is wrong. Israel is not perfect. But compared to Hamas, Hamas is the greatest evil that the Palestinian people ever face. And if Hamas is destroyed, the people of Palestine will be so pleased and happy because Gaza could have been Singapore in the Mediterranean. When Israel left it,
Mr. Dershowitz, I need to ask a few questions, if you don't mind.
The people of Palestine.
I will ask you about Israel supposedly leaving in 2005, but I just want to ask again. You've now told me that Doctors Without Borders, that UNICEF,
that's right,
and even the climate movement
right,
have been recruited by Hamas, or they are Hamas spokespeople. Okay,
right.
Who hasn't been recruited by Hamas? Like who in your view has credibility? Does the does the founding ICC prosecutor Luis Moreno Ocampo, was he recruited by Hamas as well, or is he somebody who has credibility?
No. Luis Ocampo is a good friend of mine. We taught together at law school.
Can I quote something from him?
I know what he said, and I disagree with him, but he has credibility. I believe generally credibility, but many of these other organizations do not. The United States State Department has credibility. Great Britain has credibility. Some of the other European countries have credibility. Germany has credibility, but Doctors Without Borders do not. But let's get to
But
the
I wanted to
facts.
say something, because if you don't mind, just let's make it a bit of a two-way, just if you don't mind. So as I mentioned there, Ocampo, who was the founding prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, he says the siege on Gaza, even before October 7th, and before what we are witnessing now, okay, these are his words, the siege on Gaza is a form of genocide because it is inflicting conditions that...
He didn't say that.
I'm quoting you word for word, and we can play it.
This quote said this after. He said this after October 7th,
yes,
not before October 7th.
Let me clarify it. Okay.
He was talking about post-October 7th, so he totally misled your viewers.
Let me, and what we will do is we'll actually play this. We will play this to hear it.
The siege of Gaza itself, that is extermination or persecution as a crime against humanity, and it's a form of genocide. Article 6C or 2C in the Genocide Convention define that you don't need to kill people to commit genocide. The rules say inflicting conditions to destroy the group, that itself is a genocide. So creating the siege itself is a genocide, and that is very clear. That Israel won the siege is very clear, and the intentions to destroy the people, many officers from the Israel government are expressing genocidal intentions. That's why it's easy to say, and the reasonable basis to believe, Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza.